Good afternoon, everyone. First off, this is a little loud, right? Hey, hello, hello. Yeah, let me get away from this. All right. So good afternoon, everyone. Thank y'all for pulling up. I appreciate y'all. My name is Jeffrey Gyan. Welcome to navigating projects with precision, the art of project management. So I'm gonna start off. I'm gonna give y'all a little bit about myself. I'm gonna tap into project management in general. We'll go through just general information like really what is project management, what does it encompass, different key skill sets and key benefits as well, how to kind of implement that in your structure. We'll look at PMP certification, just the requirements, right? How to be like a formal project manager. And then we'll kind of go through just some trivia. I have some cool gifts for y'all and just some treats at the end. So just to start off a little bit again, my name is Jeffrey Gyan. I'm a certified project manager through Project Management Institute. I also hold a few other certifications as an Agile certified practitioner and a certified Scrum product owner. I am born and raised in Newark, New Jersey, but came by way of Ghana. So parents are from Ghana, West Africa. So shout out to West Africa as well. Next slide, boss. So as I kind of mentioned, this will kind of be the agenda for today. We'll have a Q&A session in another room, and we'll kind of tap in, right? So next slide, boss. So really, starting off, like, what is the art of project management, right? Like, what is it? I think a lot of people tend to overthink what project management is, and the truth of the matter is that you all do project management in your current jobs, right? Whether you're working on a different activity, a different project, just anything in general. But project management, being like a certified project manager, is the way that you look at this project, the way that you look at this task, the way that you look at this activity. So, general and project management, right? We talk about like systematic processes. So it's like a formula, it's kind of a thought process from beginning to end, from really creating this conceptual thought, introducing an idea and building it all out to closing, and then kind of reviewing it in terms of what you could do better for the next time. In general, as a project manager, really your roles are gonna be to plan, really build out documentation, really be over communicating to various stakeholders, which are your team members that you'll tend to work with on that project, and also just making sure that you're following the time, resources, and constraints. In general, project management really is focusing on being effective and efficient in the things that you do. Next slide, boss. So, with project management, there's two ways to look at things. So you have the waterfall method, right? So waterfall is going to be from top down. That's going to be a chronological way that you actually build out a project. So that means that step one has to go to step two has to go to step three has to go to step four. With agile project management, you are delivering the highest value item first. So when you're talking to your client, when you're working on projects, you're looking at, okay, this is the general plan that we start off with, but if things change, you have to be able to adapt and make sure that, okay, this has to be closed out because your clients are looking for that, right? So here I just have two kind of graphics that'll show you what the waterfall looks like, just to kind of conceptualize that chronological order, and it'll go into the agile. So it's a lot more of like a revolving door. Next slide. So in general, with project management, some of the key benefits, as I kind of mentioned, just being effective and efficient, is going to be risk management, right? So as a project manager, you really need to be planning. You need to be documenting everything. You need to know what goes on. You're not necessarily executing the work, but you're responsible for what's going on. So let's say like we have a team, right? Let's say it's three of y'all, we working on this project. Let's say we building out, I don't know, a software, right? And you're responsible for drafting documents, you're responsible for actually building code, you're responsible for, let's say, publishing to market, right? Like, y'all are all responsible for different pieces, but I'm not necessarily doing the work, but I need to know what exactly they're doing so that I can communicate across everyone. That's essentially project management. I'm building this team to just make sure that everyone's in the loop. We know the time, we know the resources, we know exactly what we're doing, right? I may not be a necessarily software engineer, but I should be knowing what they're doing, right? Project management is a great way to be a tech adjacent role. So a lot of people typically come into tech and they're looking like, oh, I may not have these skill sets, right? I may not be an engineer. I may not be a coder. And that's perfectly fine. But if you want a way to kind of entry point and kind of understand, and maybe you could build up to that, I think project management is a great way to go. You can be an operations specialist, you can work with software implementation, and just many other things in that nature. Sorry if I'm in the way. Another thing as well is just like I mentioned, improved efficiency, right? being able to plan and kind of manage things in a way where everything is kind of coordinated and you're just flowing super smooth. Effective resource utilization is another thing. So effective resource utilization goes into that planning space, knowing like what's required to actually carry out this task. I mentioned communication, which is big, so enhanced communication and collaboration. You gotta work with your team. Everyone needs to be in the know. And then quality improvement, delivering this project on time, making sure that it's up to the quality that is expected, and that, you know, it's not like a bad job. You wanna put 100% of what you do into everything that you do. Next slide. So, remember I talked about project management, that thought process, right? Now here we get into this general thought process of a certified project manager. So you're looking at things conceptually, and I'm not sure if those in the back, can y'all see this? All right, so I'm explaining, that's even better. So as a project manager, 5 phases. We start off with initiation, right? So initiation really is defining a project at the broad level, identifying That's cool.